Hey guys, here with your Friday video. The numbers of 2020 are in, and today I'm going to be discussing where did people actually move during the pandemic. So we all saw the videos that I did with the U-Hauls and the Ryder trucks and the Atlas van lines and all that, and we all saw like, where's everybody going? And it looked like everybody's moving all over the country. A lot of people did, but stay tuned because I've got some other information for you. So before I start, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit notification bell, please. It really helps me out. We really want to spread the word. So the results are in. And while most of the country stayed in place during the pandemic, America's most dense cities and expensive cities, they're the ones that saw a mass movement. While the media was scaring you with the words of urban exodus, I will probably call it more of an urban shuffle. Not as eye-catching, but definitely more accurate. While some thought that the movement was to other areas of the country, and largely there were a lot of articles about this, it was really to small suburbs surrounding the larger cities. Most people who moved stayed close to where they were previously. In fact, 84% of the people, the facts are in, guys, the math, they stayed within 100 to 150 miles of where they previously lived. For example, one friend worked and lived in Chicago. Once his company allowed him to work from home, he was able to move into a nice suburb of Chicago. This saved him the expense of rent, gave him more space and a safer environment. This is happening and did happen all over the country, and I believe this is permanent. Now, there are a couple cities where this is definitely not the case, and I want to address them. New York and San Francisco. They did have an exodus and still have an exodus occurring. People from these locations are either changing states and are moving far from where they live. For example, most people from San Francisco are moving to Los Angeles, and even worse, in New York City, they are moving to places like Florida or New Jersey. Just to put it in perspective, about 23% of the people in San Francisco moved compared to 3% nationwide. That's 20% higher. Sure, a lot of them moved to LA or Sacramento, but it is an exodus of the area. No doubt. Why is migration a big deal if it's happening where you live, and why do some states and cities even care? It all comes down to economics and money. So I'm going to give you a lesson on migration economics. As people move out of a city, rent declines in the area. Supply and demand. Now, some of you may be excited about this, but the truth is, this is a very big deal. Rent decline makes home values decline. Home values declining means property tax collection decline. Property taxes are what pays for the police, the fire, landscaping, and general maintenance and programs in each and every city. Also, schools. Another issue is when people move out and the population declines, small businesses, they go out of business. This is not good. This creates both a loss of jobs and a loss of taxes small businesses provide and all the people that go to those businesses. Lastly, as people leave, so does the state income tax that they are paying. So the biggest issue for states and cities as they lose population is clearly a tax issue. The only other option is to increase taxes to the people living there. No matter if there are 10 million people in a city or 9 million people, the expenses stay about the same. The only difference is that there are less people to pay for it. So that is really the big deal. With an outward migration from the area, it's going to create issues on the city's budget. The opposite also happens when you have people moving into a state. So comment below, especially if you're in San Francisco or New York City. We would love to know what you have going on there. I have lots of friends in those areas and I've done lots of research, but I would love to know what you've been seeing firsthand on the ground. And of course, don't forget to check out my newsletter for all the up-to-date real estate news at kenmcelroy.com/newsletter. Thanks again for watching.